Hello gamers, and welcome to defeating Mission 5 on difficulty 10 in Orcs Must Die Deathtrap. Doing this will earn you the Sweaty War Mage achievement as well as a thread, which I actually don't know what you get because I haven't quit this game yet, I've just saved it. For this run I'm playing Maximillion, a returning character in the Orcs Must Die franchise, and in fact a secret unlockable character in Deathtrap. I will be leaving a guide on how to unlock him in the description. I spent about 20 hours trying to complete this challenge with Varn, and it led to a lot of failed attempts and bugged out maps. I switched to Maximillion following some advice from the Orcs Must Die Discord, which I recommend you join if you want to get the most out of this game. And they just simply said that try Maximillion. There's a really easy way to do this challenge with Maximillion. I will try my best to describe it to you now. It took me one run, and this was the end result, me beating Mission 5, difficulty 10, on Royal Colosseum. What my build is up to this point. It is double barricade threads. I have physics traps launch ogres, which is very helpful. I have a Maximillion specific thread that causes his right click during ultimate to launch large enemies. Apart from that, that is pretty much all I had, and I think they are definitely useful, but varying degrees of necessity to be able to complete this challenge. The main reason why Maximillion can be so strong at these high difficulties is because of his ultimate. Frankly, it turns him into a chopping machine and gives him insane health regen. The health regen being based off his max HP, which means you can get a lot of effectiveness out of taking max HP threads. The strategy is to essentially create a kill box that can deal with most of the small enemies, and whenever you see enemies that you can't deal with, such as trolls, because I can't launch them very easily, ice ogres and druids, those type of enemies, you pull out your ultimate and you kill them, and then that's it. There's no more to be said. Maximillion's trait allows him to double jump, which is very useful for escaping gnoll hunters and archers and other enemies that would usually threaten other characters' lives. On this map you will see me hiding in a corner for maybe 25% of the wave. I do this because I'm frankly terrified for archers and the flying fireball shooty guys. I'm terrified that they will shoot at me, miss, and destroy a barricade. I lost many runs to that, and I really don't want it to happen. I trust my trap kill box will deal with everyone, so I stand in the corner, let all the enemies group up, and then I kill the big ones when I can see them. The barricade layout on this map is actually very helpful for this, since it leads all of the ogres around in a big circle and essentially clumps them all together by the time they reach my kill box. I used quite a range of traps in this 5 mission run, however I never swapped out 4 traps, and they are the flip trap, the tar trap, the shock zapper, and the ice lance. The shock zapper will always be above your kill box. It has almost infinite ceiling range, and is very effective against groups. The Ice Lance is an easy way to apply freeze. It can work on flyers and enemies that aren't in your kill box. The Tar Trap and the Flipper Trap are 2 of the best crowd controlling traps. The Tar Trap applies a slow debuff that lasts 2 seconds, which means you can checkerboard them with a Flip Trap. The Flip Trap obviously flips enemies, launches them, and while they are ragdolled they take double damage. This is especially useful if you can get one of the 2 threads that allows them to flip trolls or ogres. In this map I had to use rift barricades since I didn't have enough double barricades to make the full path that I wanted. I don't always use this, but it is always good to remember that you have them at your disposal if you run into rift corruption or if you just need that little bit extra to get yourself into the corners. When it came to wall traps, there was 4 different types of wall traps that I used. Wall blades, bomb dispensers, magic orbs, and morning star shooters. I swapped them out depending on the map and the kill box layout. Magic orbs have both a duration and a bounce limit. This means that if you put them in a short corridor, they will expire before their duration is up because they have bounced too many times. That means that they are very effective when placed in long corridors that orcs are going to walk towards. Morning star shooters are especially effective in tunnels that have an enclosed wall and ceiling. Since they shoot physics objects that bounce around and can hit multiple times a second, it seems like, it is best if they are kept within the area that your orcs are in. Bomb dispensers are unique in that they can affect orcs no matter how high they are placed. Since they deploy a bomb on a timer and it falls straight down, you can place them high up on walls that would usually be useless for traps. Wall blades are the traps I've probably used the least of, but I think are the most effective when used properly. When you can't use Morningstar shooters, but you can box orcs into corners, you can place them around the edges and they will activate and deal a lot of damage to a big group of orcs. They can also be placed sideways, which means you can put a bomb dispenser above and get a very effective amount of damage per second in one space. So to recap, if you can get orcs into enclosed tunnels, use Morningstar shooters. If you can push them into corners, use wall blades. If there are high walls besides them, put bomb dispensers. And if there are long corridors that they are walking through, put magic orbs at the end. There is one more wall trap that I didn't use, but is very good. The saw blade can be placed in similar situations to the Morningstar shooter, and it will bounce as long as there is a wall and a ceiling for it to bounce off infinitely. Steam vents ended up being really useful in this run. They deal double damage to flyers and ragdoll the smaller ones. If you have the rune coins to spare, you can probably find somewhere to put them that will intercept the flyers before they get to your rift. Obviously they don't always deal with the druids, but they will deal with the smaller flyers. That is about all I have for you on tips on how to beat difficulty 10 mission 5. I recommend trying it out yourself. Let me know how it goes. Leave any questions you have in the comments. Good luck and have fun.